What's up, all my social media people? And this time I'm just giving some people some food for thought. Most people probably won't do it, but I'm just talking about stuff that you posted over the years. If you might really want to get some thought to scrubbing your social media, just going over it with a fine comb as we get older, just to see what probably shouldn't still be up there in terms of, I'm talking party culture, party behavior, more so to the people born 1981 and later, millennials, Gen Z, so on and so forth. Now the people Gen X and people born before 1981, I don't know how crazy that stuff gets, but I know from what I've seen from people born 1981 and later, it's some wild pictures and videos out there. Nothing illegal or necessarily incriminating, but as we get older, get to 50 and 60, things we might want to think about in scrubbing our social media and just going down and really looking at everything. And you don't have to get rid of it completely. I mean, you can delete it off of there, but you can always right click and save on your computer and save it to the hard drive so you always have it, but not have it still up there as we age. And how's it going to look after you pass away? Some people go back to people's social media pages just to remember them, and we never really see everything a person posts when we sign in to Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. You go inside the news feed and you just see a post by this person, that person, people you're connected to, either you're friends with or you're following. Those are the two terms they use. Same thing, but some things you might miss from a person. And so when you first go to a person's actual page, you can see every single post. And I don't know if this ever has been done at anyone's funeral. You know, you had a regular obituary, and it had your mother and father name, a little summary, where you went to school, what you used to like to do, if you had kids who you survived by. But nowadays, they can set up a laptop projector and then try and remember you at your own funeral through your social media. Maybe show the last two videos of you when you were alive, things like that. But you know what people would find if, they start scrolling at the funeral trying to find posts and they see some pictures or videos of you partying that you probably weren't thinking of it then, but now at 55, 60 years old, you might think like, maybe that could come down now. But you just never know who's going to see it. If you got children, nieces, nephews, some people won't care. They say, hey, I passed away, but, maybe you will. How's that going to look, when you pass over to the other side, and the type of pictures and videos we have up. Because no one's doing the scrapbook, the family photo album anymore. That's the baby boomer generation. And, people whose parents was born, 1948 to 1964, who's still here, they probably have a family photo album, and you can flip through that with all of the physical pictures, and you just got people smiling, dancing, somebody barbecuing on the grill, somebody sitting in the chair, somebody blowing out some birthday cake candles. Everything is family friendly, child friendly. But what I'm talking about is the pictures we got from people born 1981 and later, where guys, you might be at some event, y'all in the backyard, some dude got a gun showing, some dude got weed on his timeline sitting rolling up on the table, some dude might be taking a picture where he got his head between the lady legs. He not actually doing the act, but that's what they trying to insinuate from the picture. It's all just fun and games, but the way these things age, might not have the best look. It might be some people on there doing body shots off of each other. Ladies, you might have some twerking pictures where all we can see is your underwear and can't see your face, and you constantly just got that on your timeline, on your page. Them pictures that, nothing illegal, but it's like, oh, like, man, whoa, we was, you was really getting it in. It was lit. Everything was, party. But now you 55, 60, and you probably won't be taking pictures or in videos like that, but that stuff is still there on your page. And so it's, it's your whole history, and it's almost like an obituary, but an online obituary that's way more detailed than the obituary you see at funerals, because now we got your thoughts on there, videos and pictures, people just scrolling. And people, since we just focusing just on your social media, your Instagram, your TikTok, people can actually dissect each post by post, like, oh, I didn't know that you had all of this on there. So just them pictures from the partying where, it might be a dude, a lady was bent over, guys, you had your head laying on her behind, stuff like that. All type of, sexually suggestive stuff that might not age too well, especially if you married now and then you got them same pictures on there from before you met your husband or your wife, and you forgot he was even up there, because people don't backtrack on their pages. And then what if the person you with now just sees some of that stuff and they're like, oh, you was really a beast. You really didn't care. You was just all in it, partying back then, and you might only been 19. But that's the thing, we got years of posts. Now the MySpace, that was 2001. That site is still up, but I think if you go to it, it's just like for music artists, so you probably wouldn't have to worry about scrubbing through that. But Facebook started in 2004. I got on Facebook in 2010, but just go back to 2004, or whenever you got on Instagram. You know how many years you've been on these websites, how long you've been on Twitter, how long you've been on Snapchat, how long you've been on TikTok. I think Snapchat only lasts for 24 hours, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. But all of the other ones, they stay up there forever. And people literally have years of posts. And you can watch yourself grow up over the years through your posts. You see all your pictures, your videos, and watch yourself get older from this age to the age right now. So it would be a lot to go through for you to scrub. It might be worth it. Some of you all may be like, hey, I'm gone. It's my funeral. I don't care what the opinion is of what I got on my page. Maybe you won't care even if what your sons or daughters think about it when they see it, when they look. But it's just something, looking back at it, like, did you really post that? And even though you did, it's still time to take it down. You're still alive and breathing. And like I said, if you take it down, before you take it down, you can right click, save it on your computer, and have that picture and that video forever. It's just offline. Because it's crazy to some of the things people post. I'm not talking about your opinions on issues where you typed a paragraph or shared somebody's article. I'm talking about individual party stuff that maybe if a company was going through and saw it, they wouldn't hire you, that type of stuff. We know them type of photos. Ladies maybe were dressed a certain way and a lot of skin was showing. Guys, you might have been throwing up gang signs. It was all fun and games. But like I said, you get over 50 years old and you might want to just go through your social media pages with a magnifying glass to see, I'm going to take that down, because I don't even party like that anymore. I'm not twerking. Dude's not getting twerked on. Dude's not rolling up weed on camera and all of that. It's just, everybody, you done chilled out. You still hang out, you don't have to just stay all up in your home. But when you are out as you get older with other people, things is more mellow and, kind of turned down. Still having a good time, but them type of pictures from back then and those type of videos, they no longer get created. You're not even in them type of pictures anymore. The people you around are not doing that. And things kind of just smooth out. And so now you want your social media to reflect that. You don't party like you did back in 2004, 2005, Because it's a lot of wild things on there of what people be posting even right now. And also, if you on YouTube, which is also social media, your YouTube videos, if you have any, check those. Some videos might need to be taken down, you know. Like I said, not that there's anything illegal that you're doing, but just, how does that stuff age? How's it going to look after you pass away? How will people perceive you or think about you based on some of these posts? If you actually take the time to scrub it and just go down post by post over the years, you might even look at some stuff like, man, I was really into it. But, that's not me anymore. Let me rearrange this social media. That was real popular for me at that time, putting that type of picture or video up. Got a lot of likes, but, I'm over 50 now. Whatever your cutoff age is and when you want to stop partying a certain way and kind of switch over and start to ease on out of that, and then just look back and say, yeah, I don't even get down like that anymore. Let me take this down, And a lot of people have a lot to sift through. As we been on social media for years and years. You won't really actually know how much you put up until you actually just go through your Instagram and be like, wow, it's a lot. And so you just don't want to get in a situation where you might find yourself embarrassed because somebody found something like, I didn't even know you was getting it in like that or getting down like that. But you wouldn't expect them to necessarily focus in on just that post. I mean, if it pop up after you post it in their news feed when they sign in and you all are connected on there, it's a possibility. Everybody knows it's a possibility any of this stuff can get seen. But people don't see necessarily every post the way it gets shown to them unless they go onto your page, and no one really does that. But when you pass away and family members trying to remember you and they going through your social media, they might find something to be like, oh, it's interesting. They still miss you and all, but they didn't know that's how you was getting down. So, and that's not you anymore. That wasn't you the last few years of your life. So you might just want to clean it up. I know some probably won't. They're like, hey, it's out there. I made it public on the internet. Let it go. And I understand that too. But it's just some food for thought in terms of, did you really post that? And is it time for it to come down? How's it going to look after you pass away, like I said? That you won't be here to defend it. You can defend it now if someone see it and come at you, you're still alive, but after the fact. But then there's the counter argument. Hey, I'm not here anymore, so jump on it all you like. It's not bothering me. So it's just something for people to do. It's going to take a while. You know how many years you've been on these internet streets, how many Facebook posts you got, how much stuff you got on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter, and just time to really go through it and see what can come down just to make your page look more presentable as you get older, because you won't be able to use that excuse at 40 years old and you still partying like that. You can't say nothing. Well, I was, you can't say I was 19, I was 41. And so the only other way to have to not deal with those questions is to start scrubbing it once you get, I guess, 50 and over 50, just in case. Some people don't have the time to do it. Some people don't have nothing questionable up there like that. They stuff is family friendly. You can scroll through their whole Facebook and nobody will go like, now is that a thigh or is that a leg? Stuff like that. It's all of y'all know out here the type of videos you all are in and pictures that you all are in from all of those parties. I'm not talking about no fundraising events. You all know the type of activities I'm talking about. Outside, somebody's backyard, at the lakefront, in the front yard, hotel party. You all know. And it was a good time. Everybody was younger. And I'm not saying that 40 is old. I'm 40. But it's just something to think about as we get older. May want to do a clean sweep of the social media pages so things, look more presentable. That's all. Nothing to be ashamed of. Like I say, you can save it to the computer. You don't have to get rid of it forever. But you might want to consider taking it off that social media page. That's all. So some may do it, some won't. But, give it some thought. And check it out and just really take a look at all of your posts and say, do I want to be represented like that? Or am I on something different? I don't even get down like that anymore. Those are good times, but, I don't party that hard like that. I still come out and have a good time, but I don't need those type of pictures up, those videos still up, So it's just something to consider. You can do it or not. I know my pages, I don't have anything questionable like that, nor on my YouTube where I would need to go down and be like, oh, let me take this off. I look a little, out of place. Somebody might not approve and all that. I don't have that on mine personally, but I know people who do. I've seen it. I'm connected to a lot of people on social media, and that's just what they got up there. I never say anything to them about it, but it's not just to them. This to everybody who I know, who I don't know. If you want to just do a little, auditing of your social media pages, hey, do it before you pass away. I don't know how's it gonna look after that. You might care, you might not. If you got children, nieces and nephews, people who go on your stuff after you pass away, and they might learn some things about you that you didn't want them to know, want them to see, and you can get it off of there, before your time is up here. That's all. So it's just food for thought about the stuff that we done actually posted up here that probably shouldn't be posted, but we did really post it, or you did really post it, and just try and make your page look more respectable as you get to age 40 and over, and so on and so forth. That's all. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments about scrubbing your social medias as you get older to try and make things look a little bit more polished. You're not still partying like that with them type of photos and them type of situations with them type of things actually showing in the photo. You all know what I'm talking about. And now it's, more laid back and just kind of positive pictures, presentable stuff anybody can look at and see. You just out with people, you all enjoying yourselves, and just a regular picture. It's nothing outrageous like a Nelly tip drill video or anything like that, or what you might see in a Megan Thee Stallion video or a Glorilla video today. All of the artists who make their videos similar to how people party in real life, and so the art imitates life. So it's just something to think about. Let me know down in the comments what you all think, if you would consider going through your social media before you check up on out of here, since everybody will, and try and take some stuff down, or not think it's a good idea, or you feel like you just won't be worried about it because you're not here anymore. To each their own. Like, share, and subscribe. The channel is Facts or Feelings, all one word, no spaces. Put that in the YouTube search, Facts or Feelings, and my channel comes right up. Send any topics you want me to discuss or videos you want me to review to my YouTube email. That's cregier.mj@gmail.com. That's cregier.mj@gmail.com. It will be down in the description of the video as well. And I'm out. and watch what you post.